A very good day to Madam Zuraini. First of all, let me to introduce myself and my group members. My name is Kuyaro, metric number of 01BKN20F1094, and my group members they are no FATIN, they are SABRINA binti RAHIMI 01BKN20F1107 and no FATIN SYAMIMI binti TARMIZI 01BKN20F1093. As you can see on the screen, our topic today is about the story of Elon Musk. So, how was Elon Musk build his empire, and how does Elon do it? For his resume, at only the age of 44, just some of Musk's successes include building the world's first global online payments company, that is paper, and landing reusable rockets on ocean platforms, that is SpaceX. He also co-founded the Solar City, which just closed a $338 million round for providing commercial solar and energy storage. And his electric car company, Tesla, now has 325,000 pre-orders for the Tesla Model 3, which is good for $14 billion in future revenues. Meanwhile, in his spare time, Musk draws up plans for revolutionary transport systems such as the Hyperloop and VTOL supersonic jet aircraft known as the Mars Electric Jet. That's going from 0 to 1 at least a few separate times, with many years in his career left to come. Next, we are going to the life of Elon Musk. In the infographic and article from Funders and Founders, writer highlights key circumstances, decisions, and results in Elon Musk's life. Here are some of the key inflection points that helped him to build his massive empire. First, Elon was born in South Africa to an energy engineer father and model mother on June 28, 1971. Elon read 10 hours a day as a kid and even read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. At age 12, Elon sold his first video game that he coded for $500. After being inspired by Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Elon decided that his new life mission would be to save humanity. Leave Stanford PhD program after 2 days to help found Zip2, which he started with a $28,000 loan from his father. He later received proceeds of $22 million from the sales of Zip2 to combat with which he used to SpaceX XCOM. Next, XCOM merged with another online bank, Confinity, to form Paper. Besides, Elon gets ousted as ECO from Paper while on his honeymoon, yet still invests more money in company regardless. He discovers that space rockets are artificially overpriced and starts SpaceX to build his own rockets. Elon gets $250 million from the sales of Paper to eBay. Meets Tesla founders Mark Tarpenning and Martin Eberhard and introduced them to J.B. Straubel. Elon invests in Tesla. After having 3 SpaceX rockets explode while approaching bankruptcy with Tesla, Elon takes action. He takes over as CEO of Tesla and raises an emergency 5th round of financing. Meanwhile, his 4th rocket launch with SpaceX succeeds and a $1.6 million contract with NASA is signed. Tesla goes public as $17 per share and is trades for 250 shares today. Elon announces reusable rockets that could make space flight 100 times cheaper and promises to also send humans to Mars by 2021 until 2031. Elon published the Hyperloop design, starts building the Gigafactory, unveils the Powerball, and eventually lands a rocket on an ocean platform. That's all from me. Next, we pass to Sabrina. Thank you.
Thank you, Koyaro. Now, I, SABRINA BINTI RAHIMI, will continue to present about failures of Elon Musk. First, rejection from Netscape and ousted at Zip2. When Elon first started out, he unsuccessfully applied to a number of emerging tech companies, including Netscape. In light of these rejections, he founded a researchable business directory called Zip2, which was essentially an online version of telephone book. It may seem like a very simple idea now, but this was a revolutionary at a time when the use of computers was still very small. Unfortunately, Zip2 struggled in the early years and most investors had no interest in funding the idea. Later, Musk wrote the code for a mapping project, which essentially enabled him to combine the two ideas. The company's staff lived on premises to cut down on the costs. Anyway, Zip2 eventually received some much-needed investment in 1996, but incredibly, Elon Musk was ousted as the CEO of the company and given a smaller role. However, he did manage to help remove a later CEO, Richard Sorkin, which when he did not agree with his vision or principles for the company. After considerable success, the entrepreneur decided to move on and work on a brand new concept that would be the beginning of what we know as PayPal. Second, PayPal initially voted the worst business concept of the year. Believe it or not, PayPal was voted the worst business idea of the year in 1999 when it was released as security software for the Palm Pilot and other handheld devices. However, Musk and co-founder Max Levchin started to focus on creating an online wallet which started to gain traction. In fact, when users began emailing the company, it was clear that this wallet was being used to facilitate eBay auctions, so they decided to scrap the original idea and proceeded with an electronic wallet. Eventually, PayPal got funding to develop this concept, and in 2002, the company went public. Third, Tesla was failing hard before it became profitable. Many experts in the auto industry were very vocal about their disdain for Tesla when it first arrived on the scene. According to these individuals, the electric car was a non-starter certain to fail. In 2008, it looked likely that these predictions would come true as Tesla stood on the brink of collapse due to insufficient finances. Musk, when in the midst of producing the Model S at the time, incredibly, he decided to go bankrupt and use his personal wealth to keep the company going. This wealth consisted of the money to $35 million he earned from the sale of PayPal. Just 2 years later, Elon was officially broke. Thankfully, personal loans from his friends enabled the entrepreneur to survive. After a short period, Tesla became uber profitable. During this time, Musk and his staff also put in immense shifts and resorted to sleeping on the factory floor. Fourth, everyone expected SpaceX to fail. It took a whopping 16 months for SpaceX to prove that it was possible to land a rocket on one of the recovery drone ships. It's true, the first attempt was rather successful, with the accuracy of this rocket shocking most experts. Nonetheless, progress was slow and many still doubted the legitimacy of the company. However, in mid-2016, SpaceX successfully landed 3 of these rockets in succession. However, disaster struck that same year when they tried to replicate this achievement 4 times instead of 3. It was a huge blow for Musk and SpaceX, with the media taking quite a cutthroat approach to the story. While it was fully expected that SpaceX would slow down proceedings, Musk insisted that they must move forward and make good use of the important data that was gathered during this failure. In a recent interview, he also stated that space exploration is a very dangerous business, and for those involved, they already know that sending people to Mars will always be associated with fatal risks. Fifth, Elon's complicated personal life and finances. Finally, we cannot ignore that Musk is a controversial character. He has experienced some very adverse situations in terms of his personal life. After all, he went through a very public and long divorce process which, with his previous wife, he stated that this period was consumed by deep depression. As if that wasn't enough, when 2008 recession depleted the profitability of SpaceX and Tesla, Elon was almost broke again and facing a decision to exit one of these two companies. In the end, Elon decided to split any remaining funds between the two companies, and later that year, he received word that NASA was committing $6 billion to SpaceX. Needless to say, both companies survived the storm, and Elon even married again just a few years later. Next, I will pass this presentation to FATIN SYAMIMI. Thank you.
Thank you, Teh. My name is FATIN SYAMIMI. Okay, now I will continue the Elon Musk net worth. Elon Musk is the second richest person in the world. He's currently valued at over $176 billion. Between April 2020 and April 2021, Elon Musk made 383 million 383 million dollars per day on average. His current $176 billion worth could buy him 5,503,710 Tesla Model 3S. This is just April 2020 to April 2021. And over the course of these years, Elon Musk's wealth has gone from $30 billion to $172 billion. That's a rise of 383 million per day. This much every single day for a year. Even when compared to the recent rapid growth of other US tech billionaires like Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, his wealth has really taken off in the last year. This specific section, though, is even more dramatic. This almost vertical line is a 5-day period where Elon Musk suddenly became the richest person in the world as his wealth jumped by $39 billion. This amount alone would make him the 35th richest person in the world, just beating Giovanni Ferrero and family, the owners of Nutella. Okay, next. That 1 week of earning could buy Musk the New York Yankees, the Dallas Cowboys, the LA Lakers, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Manchester United, and once he's run out of big sports team to buy, enough Boeing 747s to start an airline. But that's just 5 days of growth. His total wealth would buy him a lot more. If Elon Musk was to cash in on this $172 billion worth, he could buy himself 5,030,710 Tesla Model 3S. That's more cars than exist in Sweden. Those cars, bumper to bumper, would take up so much space that they would stretch 11 kilometers long and 4 kilometers wide, enough to cover almost the whole Manhattan. Next, achievements by Elon Musk. Elon Musk reaches first Tesla compensation award worth nearly $800 million. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has unlocked the first of 12 possible stock option awards from the massive compensation plan he signed in 2018, and it's worth nearly $800 million. The company disclosed on Thursday that Musk now has the option to buy 1.69 million of its shares because Tesla eclipsed $20 billion in total revenue over the last 4 quarters and market capitalization of more than $100 billion. The first in a series of tandem milestones Tesla must hit for Musk to realize the full value of the plan. Tesla's stock price was Tesla's stock price was $805.81 when the markets closed on Thursday, meaning those shares are worth about $1.36 billion. But Musk only has to pay a $350.02 per share strike price to get them, according to the agreements, or a total about $591 million, meaning he could net around $770 million depending on when he pulls the trigger. If Tesla's stock price keeps going up and the company hits additional revenue goals, Musk could wind up collecting around 20.3 million new shares of Tesla at that strike price, clearing a path for him to collect tens of billions of dollars or more. Next. Axel Springer Award. Axel Springer Award honors Elon Musk. Through his inventive and innovative spirits, Elon Musk has revolutionized several industries, from electric vehicles and battery storage to space travel. Elon accepted the award on December 1, 2020 at the Axel Springer headquarters in Berlin. The theme of the evening is An Evening for Elon Musk, Mission to Mars. As co-founder and CEO of Tesla, he spearheads the company's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. He leads product design, engineering, and manufacturing across the entire company. Tesla products include electric vehicles, batteries, energy storage, and solar. As the founder and chief engineer at SpaceX, Elon oversees development of the world's most technologically advanced rockets and spacecraft for missions to Earth orbit and ultimately to carry humans to Mars and other destinations in the solar system. Only a few months ago, SpaceX was the first commercial company in history to transport NASA astronauts to the International Space Station and return them safely back home to Earth. SpaceX is also working on Starlink, a space-based internet system which will deliver high-speed broadband to locations around the world where access has been unreliable, unaffordable, or completely unavailable. In 2016, Elon founded Neuralink, a neurotechnology company dedicated to developing ultra-high bandwidth brain-machine interfaces to connect the human brain to computers. Elon is the fifth winner of the Axel Springer Award, with which the company annually honors outstanding personalities who are innovative in an extraordinary way, who create and change markets, and who shape culture while at the same time shouldering their social responsibility. The award recognizes achievement to date and encourage them to develop this further. So, if you have a dream to build a business empire, we must be brave to take risks, like Elon Musk, who faced various failures in his business, and thanks to his efforts, he managed to build a very developed and leading business. That's all from us. Thank you.